Hello friends, hope you all are good. And today we are going to learn about the concept of cost of control and minority interest. This belongs to the chapter of holding and subsidiary company in corporate accounting. I already shared the first video regarding the basic concepts of holding and subsidiary company. Now let's start with the discernment. Today I'm taking the two important discernment of holding company chapter, that is cost of control and minority interest. Let's start with the cost of control concept. What is cost of control? Whenever a holding company acquires the shares of a subsidiary company at a premium or at a discount, then the difference is known as goodwill or capital reserve. Suppose the shares of a subsidiary company is purchased by the holding company at a price which is above its face value or at a price which is below its face value, then this difference can be a profit or loss for a holding company, and this concept is an overall known as cost of control. If the holding company earns profit, then the earned profit is credited to capital reserve. Whereas if there's a loss, the investment made by the holding company in the subsidiary company, the cost of investment is more than the worth of the subsidiary company, then it leads to goodwill and debited to asset side in the balance sheet. Capital reserve credited in the capital reserves credited in the company in the holding company's accounts, and if we see the presentation, it is shown in the liability side of the balance sheet of the consolidated balance sheet in the consolidated balance sheet. Now let's start with the cost of control concept. What is the basic definition we can say, or basic rule of cost of control is cost of investment. How to calculate the cost of control? Cost of control is equal to cost of investment. Cost of investment means the amount paid by the holding company on acquiring the shares of the subsidiary company. It is given in the balance sheet of holding company on a sell side as investment. If we deduct face value of shares of subsidiary company and all the pre-acquisition profits and reserves from these value, cost of investment, then the difference is your capital reserve and goodwill. It means if I paid rupees 2 lakh rupees and the worth of the subsidiary company is only of 1,80,000, then the difference of 20,000 is my goodwill. It is my loss. On the other hand, if I paid as a cost of investment of a subsidiary company as 2,50,000 and the worth of the company is rupees 3 lakh, then the difference of 50,000 is my capital reserve, that I earn the profit because the worth of the company is 3 lakh, and for that worth of the company I'm able to purchase the shares of the subsidiary company of rupees 2,50,000. Now the next concept is we will do the practical of these concept cost of control in the same video later on. Let's start with the next concept, that is minority interest. What is minority interest? We know that there are two kinds of subsidiary company: wholly owned subsidiary company and partially owned subsidiary company. Wholly owned subsidiary company means where the holding company acquires all the shares of a subsidiary company. That means 100% shareholding is in 100% shareholding is with the holding company. And in the case of partially owned subsidiary company, the 100% shareholding is not there. Holding company acquires more than 50% but less than 100% shares. On the other hand, the remaining, the outsider, or we can say the remaining portion is the remaining shares of the subsidiary company are held by the outsiders. These outsiders are known as minority shareholders. And for that, for the calculation of their profit in the share of profit and the shares of profit and reserve and the share capital is known as minority interest. Basically, minority interest arises in case of partially owned subsidiary company, and minority interest represent the claim of outsider shareholders in subsidiary company. And if you want to calculate the amount of monetary interest, then it is equal to face value of shares capital, this equity or preference, the number of shares of a subsidiary company held by the outsider. These shares can be of in the form of equity, can be in the form of preference shares. So that's the face value of share capital of a subsidiary company plus share of pre-acquisition reserves and profit and loss account plus share of post-acquisition reserves and profit and loss account. There are two concepts of pre-acquisition, post-acquisition, which we'll discuss in detail later on. But what the meaning of pre-acquisition and post-acquisition profit? Let me describe to you. Pre-acquisition profit means all the profits and reserve shown in the balance sheet before acquiring the shares of subsidiary company by the holding company. Post-acquisition reserves and profit means when you acquired when the holding company H Ltd acquired the shares of subsidiary company, and after that anything happened, any transaction happened that leads to profit or loss, which is related to post-acquisition profit and reserve. The pre-acquisition, post-acquisition profit is helpful while we calculate the analysis of profit, but we will discuss in detail later on. Let's start today with the cost of control, monetary interest. Now, let's do one example on the basic concept of cost of control, monetary interest. I take example of, for example, H Ltd acquired 80% of these shares. 80% of the shares of the S Ltd for rupees 1,10,000. Balance sheet of these companies are as follow: equity and liabilities, shareholder funds, share capital, equity share rupees 10 each, H Ltd 5 lakh, S Ltd hold 2,50,000 shares. Shares of S Ltd, the face value of share is rupees 10 each and the amount is rupees 2,50,000. Then we can say that 25,000 shares of a subsidiary company. Reserve and surplus is given profit only. We have profit and loss, not the reserve. H Ltd 1,40,000 of S Ltd, trade payables 4 lakh and 1,10,000. Or similarly on the asset side, we see the non-current assets given in the form of property, plant, equipment. Tangible assets includes machinery of 6 lakh of holding company and 3 lakh of subsidiary company. Non-current investment in rupees 20,000 shares of S Ltd leads to 1,10,000. Now this is very important. We have to see that in the asset side of the balance sheet, the holding company acquired the shares of S Ltd at what value? What is the cost of investment? This is your cost of investment. Investment in 20,000 shares. Total shares of S Ltd are 25,000. If although in the question it is already given that 80% of the shares are held by the subsidiary company, 80% of the shares of the subsidiary company are held by holding company, but if this information is not provided in the question, then we can calculate with the help of these following figures: percentage of shares held by the holding company divided by total number of shares of the subsidiary company. It means 20,000 divided by 25,000, we get the percentage holding of holding company. Next, the cost of investment is given the question of rupees 1,10,000. Current assets are given as 2,90,000 and 1 lakh, and we have to prepare a consolidated balance sheet. To prepare a consolidated balance sheet, first we have to prepare the working notes. That is, there are basically 3 working notes we have to prepare for the initial questions. That is percentage holding, cost of control, and monetary interest. And later on we will also prepare analysis of profit. Let's start. First of all, we calculate the percentage holding, which is already given in the question. 80% of the shares of the subsidiary company acquired by the holding company, and 20% of the shares are acquired by the monetary interest. Means 20% of the shares belongs to outsiders and 80% belongs to holding companies. It's already given the question. If we calculate the monetary interest, first of all we calculate the shares as per the question. S Ltd has total number of shares rupees 2,50,000. 2,50,000 is the total book value of shares of the subsidiary company. We have to divide this 2,50,000 as holding company interest and monetary interest. It means 2,50,000 into 80%, we will get the share of holding company, which is equal to 2 lakh, and the remaining 2,50,000 into 20% interest of minority interest is belongs to outsiders. Means 2,50,000 is divided into two parts, 80% and 20%. So similarly, monetary is calculated with the help of share capital. We get 50,000. Now we will check in the balance sheet. Is there any profit or reserve available? Yes, the profit is available in the balance sheet in the date of acquiring the shares. And let's calculate. Profit is given as 40,000. Now this 40,000 is divided again in two parts: share of holding company and share of monetary interest. 40,000 for 80% of 40,000 belongs to holding company. 20% of 40,000 belongs to monetary interest. This after dividing the profits, we get share in profit of subsidiary company 8,000 as amount of monetary interest share in profit and loss account. Similarly, we calculate the share of holding company in profit 40,000 into 80%. As nothing in the question, nothing is given about the reserves and other information, then the monetary interest is equal to share capital 50,000, share in profit 8,000, the total is equal to 58,000, which will be shown in the balance sheet in the liability side. It is shown below reserve and surplus. For example, if we have heads equity and liabilities, and then share capital, profit and loss, and the reserve and surplus belongs to profit and reserve, and then monetary interest we will show in the liabilities of the balance sheet of the consolidated balance sheet, in the consolidated balance sheet. Now cost of control. If we consider the cost of control, we have to compare the cost of investment with the face value of the shares. Cost of investment of the cost of investment made by the holding company in subsidiary company is equal to 1,10,000. This is the cost of investment, 1,10,000. If we see the face value of the shares, as we know 20,000 shares are acquired by the holding company. It means 20,000 into 10, then this 2 lakh is your face value of the shares, and then we deduct the share of profit or reserves, and the question is given and the question only profit is given, so we calculate accordingly. So we get the pre-acquisition profit 40,000 into 80%, which is equal to 32,000, and face value of shares is 2 lakh. In this way we will get the cost of control, and we will see that whether it is capital reserve or goodwill. As the cost of investment 1,10,000 you paid, but the worth of the company is more than the cost of investment. It means we get the profit, and this profit is known as capital reserve, and this capital reserve is shown in the consolidated balance sheet under the head reserve and surplus. So students, hope you are able to solve the questions of cost of control and monetary interest. Yeah, thank you so much.